Hello, welcome to the One I Have Sport Time podcast. I'm Miss Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. I'm wearing my super straight T-shirt. I I've done nothing the past couple of days, which is fine. I mean, I actually enjoy doing nothing. I don't, I'm not one of those people who like to set goals. If your goal is nothing, you always achieve it. Anyway, so I just heard, because the funniest thing, because I don't watch mainstream media, so I see other news that you normally wouldn't get. So in North Korea, uh, I can't. I butcher Korean. Okay, for those of you who know, I love Korean pop, and so you've heard me talk about Korean pop a million times. So I butcher these names. I don't mean to butcher the names, but I do because I'm American. Come on. But the current leader, Kim Jong Un, right? Okay. So this is the 10th anniversary of his father's death, who was the leader before him. So he has banned the citizens for like the next 11 days. They are not allowed to laugh, to drink, to go shopping, to have funerals, to have birthday parties. Yeah. So like they are banned from laughing. I just think that's funny. But anyway, so yeah, so they are banned from all these things: laughing, birthday parties, funerals, birthday parties, get-togethers. Just they're banned from having fun for the next 11 days out of respect for his late father, and the former great leader of North Korea. But here's the thing: they live in North Korea. Do you really think they were laughing anyway? Do you really think they were having birthday parties anyway? Do you really think they were shopping anyway? Like he said, like they are banned from shopping for food. They live in North Korea. They don't have any food. Like no one was having a birthday party anyway. It's like just some. I just think it was funny. I'm like, bro, like I don't think you know how to read the room or read the country. Like no one's having fun. They're just I don't know. I just find that amazing. But I mean, like he's his tyrannical whatever wants like aren't any you know um they're just like Biden's with like the mandates. So it's all the same. They're both ridiculous, but it's just like it's North Korea, man. No one's laughing, no one's having a good time, no one's shopping for food because there's no food. you know but anyway, so like Christmas is coming up soon. I don't know what the date is, but I know it's coming up soon. But I mean, it doesn't matter for me because obviously I don't have a job, so it's not like I'm buying any gifts for anyone. Which I mean, I wasn't going to get anyone a gift this year anyway. And the reason why I wasn't going to get a gift for anyone this year anyway is because no one gets me any gifts. So I'm not getting, like I said last year, I made the announcement, I'm not getting anyone a gift. Just to make that perfectly clear. You know, so yeah, I know. I guess I'm selfish, but and it's like I've so many years I've lived, but so many years I just haven't celebrated Christmas. I mean, like because of the type of work I normally do, because like working with dogs at these cage free doggy daycares, the holidays are when you are the busiest, and you normally, not normally, but usually, when you work at a cage free doggy daycare, and let's just say there's whatever like a staff of like 10 people. Usually people like me work on the holiday, and usually people, female, like a woman with like kids or something like that, usually gets that day off. But I mean, I don't mind working on those days just because once again it doesn't mean anything to me, so it's really not a special day. Like my favorite holidays are Halloween, because you know, it's the one day where like every girl thinks they're supposed to dress like a slut, and I'm like, I love that day. I mean, I just go out and just watch people. I mean, like I think that's just as good as back when I used to train. I used to have a friend who had a dog, and I used to train his dog. But I didn't really train his dog. I would just like take his dog for a walk around like 3 o'clock when the high school cut out, so I could talk to high school chicks. Like that is just as much fun as Halloween for me, you know. But I probably shouldn't have said that, but I don't give a fuck. But yeah, so like, I'm just used to not having that day off anyway. But like this year, this is, you know, for those of you who watch the show, know that you know, I stopped working in God, like the, you know, like the last week of October. So you know, I've had this season off. You know, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving either. But anyway, but it's just been interesting having it off because you know it's like a vacation, and then obviously I can't go back to work until like all the mandates get struck down in court. I mean, like they've already been struck down in court, but I have to wait till after January 4th because that's when I think Biden's gonna try to make more stuff happen. But I mean, like, there's so many lawsuits against the Biden administration against their you know, not anti-constitutional mandates. I just want to make sure that all that's over because you know you know I just think having to just disclose your medical information is weird because once once you take that first step, it could be anything. So it's like I need to know your medical information. Like, did you get like are you vaccinated or not? Which doesn't matter because natural immunity is better. It's better than the vaccine, and the vaccine does not cure or prevent the spread of COVID. That's a fact. Look at the well, I don't have to over explain it. It's just it's a fact. I mean, even they said it's a fact finally, but the president that doesn't say it. The president has spread more mis medical information than anyone else, which is funny. But anyway, so I just want to make sure that that's all over with. And then also because the type of work I do, it's all these places are desperate for people to work there now. Like I'll look on the internet or look at on Indeed.com. There's like so many uh, dog daycare places that are like needing like immediate hires, and I don't know why. It's probably because people are just sick of the business. Because seriously, working at a dog place, it's actually not that fun. Um, I mean, you know, like you would think that working with dogs is fun, but it's not because like all the dogs, pretty much all the dogs that are there are bad because the average dog doesn't like being there. But people, the main reason why people bring their dogs there, it's actually for like a social status. It's like, oh yeah, I take my dog to, you know, cage-free doggy daycare. And what the people don't know is that your dog usually just sits in the corner and cries or is terrified by one of the staff members and just like runs around nervously all day or was like bullied by a couple of the dogs there. So like the dog ends up being like locked up for its own protection. Like basically like your dog doesn't have fun at a doggy daycare. Unless it's like a little dog. Like the little dogs seem to like get along better, which is weird. But like the big dogs in general, they're either sleep all day, so they do nothing, so you could just leave the dog home actually, or they're nervous. So it's like major extremes in the doggy daycare business. So your dog is either well, this is the big dogs. So your dog is either asleep, meaning doing nothing, or your dog is nervous as hell or like whimpering, you know, wanting to leave. But the thing is, when people come and pick the dogs up, we don't tell them that because if people knew what really happened to their dogs there, they wouldn't bring their dogs there, and so then we wouldn't have a job and the business will close down. So obviously you gotta lie. I mean, and there's, I want to say like 20% of dogs that go to a doggy daycare are actually happy, but most of them just want to leave. But I don't know how I even got on that. But anyway, for the past few days, I do want to say my neighbor has stopped using power tools at 3 o'clock in the morning, so that's a good thing. I don't understand this guy. I don't know what goes on over there. If I look out my if I look out my window into my backyard, the garage door is open, but like you can't see anything. It's all dark, but you hear the noise. But yeah, like he hasn't done that in a couple of days, so that's good. So whatever he was building at 3 o'clock in the morning, I guess he's done. Because I mean, that was getting annoying. Well, it's been annoying. God, I've been complaining. I've been doing this for 2 years now, right? This podcast. Yeah, I've been doing this podcast for 2 years, and I've been complaining about. I've been complaining about the same thing for 2 years. Uh, but yeah, it's a first. It's been like 3 days of silence. That's amazing. I mean, and obviously it bothers me because I talk about it every like six show. Okay, it's been 2 years of me doing this show. Okay, now granted, he's been my neighbor for longer than 2 years. Okay, so I mean, it's been going on for like 6 years. Yeah. Okay, so so I mean, like I guess he was building Noah's Ark because I don't know how I don't get it. I just don't get it. But I don't know. I mean, but the thing is, like, I've never complained. Granted, would you I mean, to him, like, would okay, if you had a neighbor that was like using power tools at 3 o'clock in the morning, would you complain to that neighbor? Probably not, because that's very suspicious. Like, that person's probably doing something illegal, and you're like, he's probably on a watch list. So even if I do complain, it just wouldn't matter, because but like I don't know. It's like I kind of want to like break in and see what's going on in there. He probably has like he's probably like running the power tools because he has like a girl in a cage. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, that's just my fantasy, whatever. But so I was watching this other podcaster, and I'm just God, I can be honest. I watch her with the sound down because she's good looking, but her voice is really annoying. So I actually don't know what she was talking about. So I guess I have to change the subject. That's too bad. Anyway, so Spider Man's out. No Way Home. I already know the whole movie because like a month before the movie came out, it was already spoiled, and like people are insiders whatever posting pictures and showing all three Spider-Man together and showing Daredevil, just the whole in whatever, the whole movie's already been spoiled, but it was spoiled for me 3 months ago. Not that it was spoiled. I mean, I wasn't gonna see it in the theater anyway, and not it has nothing to do with COVID or like I don't give a fuck about that this COVID. Like once again, I've had COVID. Um, you know, I was my life didn't change. I still went to work when I had COVID. I still did everything I normally do when I had COVID. The only thing that was different is I couldn't taste food. And I think like 2 days I felt like really tired. But once again, like it could have been because I wasn't eating. I mean, because I couldn't taste food, so I did eat a lot less actually, and I did do more drugs. So I don't know if that obviously I because of the substances I was on. Who knows if I was actually feeling bad because of COVID? It was probably because the only thing I had to eat was you know, pop brownies. Like I was literally like living off the pop brownies, so I couldn't die yet. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But no, like it's not about not going out because of COVID. I just don't go to movies anymore. Like the last movie I saw was Baby Driver. Like I haven't seen a movie since my dad died actually, because I guess that's the only one I went to movies with. So I was just like, okay, well he's dead, so I'm not gonna. I just don't need to go see movies anymore. And so like the movies I have seen, I've just seen on Amazon Prime. I just bought it on Amazon Prime and watched, which was I think Endgame was the last movie I saw, like from the theater. But I bought it on Amazon Prime. But yeah, but the last movie I saw in the theater was actually Baby Driver. So whatever. But everyone that I've heard talk about Spider Man, no, I think it's No Way Home, has had nothing but good things to say. And well, the few bad things they say is the Marvel style jokes. Because the one thing about these, even though this is a Sony movie though, they have a few Marvel type jokes in the first 45 minutes of the movie, and I heard that it it was unnecessary. But other than that, the one common thing I've heard about Spider-Man No Way Home, because it is Sony, it's not woke. So, basically, like, you're not gonna get like the all female scene like in Endgame, because that would ruin the movie for me, and that's why I don't like Endgame. Like, if Endgame would have been the perfect movie if they would have left out that all girl scene on the battlefield. Like, you're telling me in the last battle there was like literally thousands of people fighting, that these 8 women just all happen to be next to each other. No, it was stupid, and it just ruined the movie. But it I I don't know why people think that that's cool. Like all women anything sucks, just like all men anything sucks. Like we gotta stop forcing stuff, because it just looks so forced. If just have things happen naturally, like in real life. If there was a big battle on whatever the field, you would have had maybe two of those women would have been there, and there would have been a bunch of like other random men, most likely, and it would have looked just as good as Spider-Man asking Captain Marvel for help. If there was like 3 women and 8 guys there, it would have been just a good a scene, and it wouldn't have been this SJW cringe bullshit that happened, or oh no, it just happens to be all 8 women. Okay, that makes sense. It's like so many of these films just mess up with like the girl power stuff. Like, we could talk about this all day, but like the Disney Star Wars trilogy. Like I said, I stopped liking Star Wars 30 minutes into The Force Awakens. It was stupid. Once again, it took Luke Skywalker 3 movies to use the Jedi mind trick. Rey can do it in like 45 minutes. Okay. She's like a better pilot than Han Solo. Okay. She can use a lightsaber and fight off Kylo Ren, who's like supposedly a Jedi Master. But she just picked it up Tuesday and can beat him. No, I mean it's that the girl power stuff doesn't work. The reason why women like that in movies, Mary Sue's don't work out, because there's no hero's journey. The reason why one of my favorite anime, Naruto, is so good. You know, there's more than one hero in this franchise, but everyone who has whatever a moment had to struggle and had to like lose several times and then train to get better, and then lose again, and then train to get even better, and then lose again, and then it's like nothing was handed to any of these characters. Okay, men and the women, everyone lost, but then trained harder, and then sometimes still lost, but didn't give up and trained harder, and then eventually won. But you know, it's training over literally 500 episodes. It's not like, oh, okay, episode 3, I'm the best thing ever. No, because there's no struggle. Like, if things are handed to you in life, I don't know, it just loses its value. So when you have to train your ass off and you succeed, the sense of accomplishment is amazing. I mean, that's why hard times make strong people, and that's why good times make weak people. Because if everything's handed to you, you know, it's like you don't know how to like fight for something. You don't know how to get stronger, and then like you know correlate that to like a movie, and you just have a character just be like, I'm the best. It's the it's just I don't know, like you can't root for a person like that because like people the average person has to struggle for what they have. The average person has to fight for what they have. The average person has to train to get good at something. You know, like I didn't start out being like a good musician, you know? Well, that's a lie, I did. But let's just pretend for this conversation. I didn't, you know, like, it's not like I picked up a guitar and I could write songs. Like, I literally had to, like, practice writing songs. Before I could put music to my first song, I probably wrote, like, I don't know, at least like 50 or 60 songs like on paper because the first 50 or 60 songs that I wrote down on paper, I couldn't put music to them because either I wasn't a good enough guitar player or I wasn't a good songwriter. So like after like you know I'm guesstimating after like whatever the 55th song and I can actually put music to it, it was this big sense of accomplishment and I felt like wow, like this music is something fun. I think I can do this if I just keep trying. It was like this journey. I felt like I conquered something by actually writing and putting music to a song because like I literally had 50 trash songs I couldn't do anything with. And so it maybe became better, and because I had that sense of accomplishment, it made me want to try harder. Now I know that's like a really it's you know not the best version of a hero's journey. It's not like I had to like you know fight Darth Vader, but you know what I'm saying. It's like there was a sense of accomplishment. So I was like, yeah, you know. So I imagine if I just picked up a guitar and like wrote a song, like oh this is easy. Well then I would have probably gave up right there. But anyway, I'm all over the place. I'll talk to you guys later. You have a good one. Peace.